All right, it's time for the Screen Team, and this is going to be a very interesting show because I've got some interesting gentlemen on the panel for this evening. We've got Mr. Caine, Mr. Ginger Avenger himself, and Caine, we're not doing any superhero films. Well, you know, we kind of are with James Bond a little bit. James Bond, he's kind of a superhero, right?
No, not really.
Are you sure?
He doesn't have a cape.
So
if he had a cape, maybe.
So if you have a cape, then you're a superhero.
Exactly.
So Iron Man is not a superhero. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's got a glowy heart thingy.
So that counts, huh?
James Bond pretty much just has a tux.
Hey, that's kind of a super suit to me.
You could say that.
If you're at a wedding.
You know what? Caine, why don't you do some introductions? Because we have a new member of the Screen Team here today. He's a vital member of the Screen Team, but he's never been on the air before. He's our producer, basically. He tells us how much time we have. He's like, hey, we got to wrap this up a little bit. So he's working the board behind the scenes. What's his name again? I forgot.
I think it's Dalton.
Wow.
Dalton. Dalton, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. We, you work hard on the Screen Team. You get on the air for us every single week, and we're like, you know what? Let's throw him a bone once and get him on the air. So you picked 3 films for us this evening. The first one is called Secondhand Lions, right? Secondhand Lions.
Yep.
What's this film about?
This boy and his mom are having some trouble, so the mom sends the boy to live with his 2 uncles.
Okay.
And the adventures they have on it is just insane. They basically buy a lion, put it into their field, and try to hunt it, and instead the boy becomes friends with it and takes it as a pet.
But there's kind of a bigger motive with the mother. Obviously, the mother wants the child to look for a secret stash of money that the uncles got through their travels, right?
She's greedy.
Yeah. Now, talk about the uncles. They're played by Michael Caine and Robert DuVall. They're not your typical type of uncles, right?
No, they're insane. Throughout the movie, they tell them all these stories they went on where they stole the gold from this prince back in Egypt. Mm-hmm. Just the stories they told were just amazing. And of course, some of the really funny scenes are early on. You see them sitting on their porch, and like every 5 minutes or something, like a salesman comes up and they handle it by getting out their shotguns and taking care of business. Yeah. So they're kind of like your cranky old men, kind of thing, kind of like me a little bit. But
get off my lawn, kind of.
Get off my lawn, yes. Caine, have you seen this film before?
Once. Back in 7th grade with Miss Batson, I believe.
Really? You had this in class or something?
Yeah, it was great. It was after the Titanic week, and during Titanic week, she'd dress up like one of the captains. It was very...
Are you making this up right now?
I'm completely serious. But we had a movie week, and we watched that, and, the first 5 minutes, I was like, I knew this movie. I've watched it before.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get over the fact that the little kid, I can't remember what his actual name is, but he's from The Sixth Sense, and his voice was pretty much cracking through the whole movie.
Haley Joel Osment.
And it was just cracking me up. I couldn't get over it, but other than that, man, the movie was great.
Yeah, he was definitely going through some changes during this film. What did you guys think about the acting in the film? Did you guys enjoy it? You think Michael Caine and DuVall did a good job?
Oh, I think they did a great job.
Kind of reminded me of my creepy uncles. Just maybe not so much the trips, but still the shotgun thing, because they did that once or twice with other relatives.
Yeah,
which is great.
I had never actually heard of this movie before you even selected it, and I was kind of like, this looks like a horrible movie, but it's actually really, really good. The acting is superb. Michael Caine and Robert DuVall are as good as you think they'd be. Haley Joel Osment, I think he was probably maybe the worst part of this film, and it's not that he's a bad actor. He was just going through, obviously, some changes during this film. But Kira Sedgwick was in it as Haley's mom, and just a very, very good cast, solid cast, and it's a good story too, man. It's very, very, very well done. And so, who do you guys think this is perfect for? Do you think is this an all age kind of family movie? Do you think, Dalton?
Mm-hmm. when I first saw it, I was about 8 years old, and I came back, watched it again. I still loved it.
So do you think that's the perfect age? Do you think anybody younger than 8 can handle this film?
Oh, yeah. I mean, depends on the person. I mean, I don't think everyone can, but overall, yeah, I think it'd be a good family movie.
Because there's no cussing, or is there?
I don't think
Not
so.
too much. There's a couple hints of cussing, but that's about it. And especially with the crazy uncles, you're going to kind of expect that every once in a while.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, did you watch this with Emily?
Yes.
What were her thoughts?
She did not veer away from the TV at all.
Yeah.
I had to go get her sodas and popcorn and do the man thing, but she just kept on watching it. She's never seen it before or heard of it, just like you have, but she loved it, which was great.
Well, I think we're all in agreement. Sounds like a pretty good movie. It's called Secondhand Lions. You can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review The Rookie. That's next on Today's Talk, 930 KWOC.